take another minute, I don't care. You wasted all your words on nothing. I am done with you and all your cynicism, suffocating realism, trying to keep me tied to the ground. I'm not in the dark, but I'm not sure if I've gone far enough from the voices that tell me that I'm not made for love. You're the only one who knows that I'm so curious. If you're with me, then I know that I will. I will fly. I will fly. I will
We are here with the legendary Kristin Chenoweth. And Kristin, before we get to what specifically brings you here, I know you've got some exciting things coming up that you want to tell us about. Tell us about Queen of Versailles.
Oh, thank you for asking. I have my next Broadway show opening. We start rehearsals on Broadway in August. We open in November. It reunites Stephen Schwartz and I together, who composed Wicked for me all those years ago. And it is about off of a documentary with the same name that was released in, I think, 2009 on Netflix. And let's just say it's the American dream with a cautionary tale. I'm really excited to present it to the world.
What's it like teaming back up with Stephen Schwartz again?
Like time never passed. I mean, we've seen each other through the years. I've sung for him stuff. He does things for me. We're very close. I love him so much. He's like my mentor and like a big brother. And so working with him is so easy. So easy.
Okay, so this brings us here to tonight. How did this project first come onto your radar?
Okay. The truth is, it was like 2 months ago. My manager, Justin, says, how hard do you want to work? I said, why? He said, Angel Productions has come to me about their new, and he told me what it was, the Charles Dickens, greatest story ever told, animated, King of Kings, about Jesus' resurrection. Would you like to write and do a song quickly? I mean, timely, really fast. I said, get me some of the best songwriters in Nashville, and we did. And we wrote this song in about 5 days. And I recorded it 2 days later, and it is in the movie. I'm so proud of it, but mostly I'm proud of the message of the movie and that I get to have a song in a movie that is about the most important, not the greatest, probably the most important story ever told, in my opinion.
So I want to focus on something you said, because I didn't realize it, and now I think it's kind of a miracle. This is a deep song that you wrote and sang. How did you create a song like this in 5 days? This is incredible.
I watched the movie in one night. When Justin told me, I watched the movie that night, and I said, this song has to be about how do we surrender everything for the one who surrendered everything for us, his life. I said, I know it has to have the hymn, I Surrender All, in it. I knew that. And I knew I wanted it to be a song that could be heard by everybody, no matter what their faith, so that they could maybe be brought to the film and be brought to the most important story ever told. And I knew I wanted it to be about, I'm thinking about what's going on in our world right now. No, I'm not talking politically, I'm just talking about the things that are happening in our world and how I long for a different time. And I knew I was going to incorporate all of that. So the inspiration for me was watching the film.
Well, with the message of the movie, I just feel like this is a song that brings the message home.
Thank you so much. Big compliment. You know, you look at songs in movies, and what are the ones? Like you look at Let It Go from Frozen or whatever. I wanted it to be a statement. I want to live like that. In other words, I want to live like Jesus. And I wanted it to fit the film, but I also want it to live on. I plan on doing this with the Philadelphia Orchestra, debuting it live May 3rd. I've had it fully orchestrated, and I will be now including it in my concerts all over the world. It's a great message, but I had help. I had 3 other writers who helped me write this song.
So, do you want to give a shout out to the other writers real quick too?
I just want to say to them, I love y'all, and also my producer, Keith Thomas, who's one of the best in the business. They all lifted me up and helped me get this done. We did it from start to finish, and I recorded it in one afternoon. And we did the whole thing from writing it to recording it in 7 days.
Well, I want to tell you real quick about one of the funnest days at Angel Studios history was when one of our social media team members put on the team chat saying, Kristin Chenoweth just commented on one of our posts. She said she likes our movies.
I do. I first became aware of Angel Production. I had to download the app and everything because of Bonifer. I love that story. I was aware of that person and that his plight from another film, so I wanted to see y'all's take on it. And when I saw it, I was like, did Steven Spielberg direct this? Because the quality of the film, the cinematography, the look of it, it was so well done. I had to comment. And then I started watching like Life After Death, and then I started watching everything. So I'm really, really proud to be involved with this production company.
Well, thank you. And what do you want to say as a last parting thing to people, whether they should see it or not?
If you like yourself, go see King of Kings, all right? Snap.
Thank you so much. Jay, congratulations on the big night. It's magical to have you here with us in Nashville. So 2-part question is, how does it feel to be here, and can you introduce us to your guest here?
오늘 너무 축하드리고 오늘 기분이 소감이 어떤지 그리고 나를 소개를 해주실 수 있는지.
오늘 이렇게 많은 분들 앞에서 영화를 보이게 돼서 너무나 즐겁고요. 여기는 나의 사랑하는 딸 레이아입니다.
I am really thrilled to be showcasing the movie in front of so many people, and I am his daughter. Hello, my name is Leia. I'm Jay's daughter, and I'm really proud of him to be standing here, and I hope you guys all enjoy the movie today.
All right. So you are telling one of the most well-known stories in the history of the world. What challenges did that bring in the filmmaking process, and what rewards?
성경이 워낙 많은 이야기를 담고 있고 특히 예수님 이야기는 비유법이 많이 등장하는데 그거를 어린이들도 볼 수 있는 영화에 다 담을 수는 없었어요. 그래서 그거를 효율적으로 줄이면서 하지만 예수님의 탄생부터 부활까지 다 보고 나왔다고 느끼게 하기 위해서 시나리오를 쓰는 게 가장 어려웠어요.
The hardest part about writing was trying to summarize all of Jesus' story into a 2-hour film, especially because the Bible is full of metaphoric expressions, and it was really key to kind of boil those things down to a level where children could watch the movie and still understand it. So I tried to focus more on Jesus' love and his teachings so that children can understand this movie too.
What made you want to take on this challenge, this project? What part of your creative hunger made you want to tell this story?
저는 VFX 쪽에서 거의 30년 넘는 경험을 쌓았고 그래서 기술적인 완성도에 대한 자신이 있었기 때문에 사람들이 어떤 이야기에 관심을 가질 수 있을까. 그런데 제가 크리스찬이었기 때문에 예수님 이야기를 하면 많은 사람들이 반응하고 보게 될 거라는 생각을 했습니다.
I've worked in the VFX industry for over 30 years, so I felt pretty confident about my skills to create a high-quality animation. But I felt compelled to tell the story of Jesus because I knew that it was going to be touching for so many different people, and I will be able to tell the story to a wider audience.
It's such a visually beautiful movie. Is there one scene in particular, and I know as a creator this must be hard, but is there one scene in particular that is particularly close to your heart?
사실은 제가 편집을 하면서 항상 이렇게 눈물이 고이는 영화의 마지막 부분이 있는데 이건 이제 스포일링이 되기 때문에 여기서 얘기할 수는 없어요. 영화를 보시면 무슨 장면인지 금방 알아채실 겁니다.
I can't spoil the movie, so I can't go into full detail, but there's always a scene at the end of the movie. Whenever I'm editing, it makes me tear up. So you guys will be able to tell what scene it is when you watch the movie.
Beautiful. Well, if it can make the creator of the film cry, it certainly made my kids cry. It made me cry. So thank you so much and congratulations. We're here with Rob Edwards, and he's screenwriter of the movie.
Yes.
And so, Rob, tell us a couple unique challenges here with this particular movie. One being that it's the best story ever told, so that's a lot of pressure, right? And two,
Exactly. No pressure at all.
you're working with partners overseas. So
Right.
tell us about this.
Oh well, that was the most fun for me, was that Jang is a wonderful filmmaker. He's just like, you can tell his stuff is beautiful. It's well animated. He's got great character design, and he wanted for it to have an American flair. He wanted it to have like some American pacing, maybe American humor. To bring the Disney Pixar of it all to the Korean filmmaking. And so that was challenge one. Challenge two, it's a told story, and every time you see this story, it's kind of brutal. I have two sons, and I've tried to sit them down and watch some of the movies, on this story. It's just tough. And so by the time you can show it to them, they're too old, and they've gotten cynical and they moved on. So that was challenge two. Can you make a movie that the entire family can sit down and watch from start to finish? And then the third is to be, to honor Dickens and the way he was doing it. Him as a character, him as a storyteller, and to tell this story once and for all from stem to stern in a wonderful way.
So, and let's dive into Dickens a little bit there, because if you want to tell a story about Jesus, there are countless ways that you could approach that.
Yes.
Why through the lens of Charles Dickens?
Well, because he gives you license to tell it in a gentle way. To say, okay, we're not gonna, you're gonna get the whole story, but you're not gonna get it in a way that's gonna keep you awake, for weeks and weeks and weeks on end. You're gonna get the magnificence of the story. You're gonna get the wonderfulness, the majesty. Hopefully, in a way that if you watch it young enough, that you'll get curious, you'll kind of stay with it, and then by the time you're older, you'll get to see the other parts of it.
How do you compare this to some of the other projects that you've had the blessing to be a part of?
Yeah, well, Treasure Planet was an adaptation. Robert Louis Stevenson, so once again a giant. Princess and the Frog was a long-standing story. I just wrote Captain America: Brave New World, and that's the Marvel universe, and so you really have to be reverent to that too. So I'm very comfortable in this kind of world. So that was the thing. Do the research. Make sure that everything works right, and then tell it in the most entertaining way that you can.
So this is a story that is designed to amplify light and bring families together. What does that mean to you personally?
Well, that's the thing, right? Is that this story, having two sons, and wanting to tell them the story, wanting to share that with them, and to give license to parents, grandparents everywhere to share the story, down to their kids and their grandkids. That's what I'm most excited about today. It's been a long journey of getting this movie made, and to have this just be on the shelf forever is just an honor.
All right, so tell us if there's one scene that you're most excited for people to see, because you know of everything that went into it.
Oh, yeah.
What is that scene?
Oh man, it's like there's so many babies. I liked how we got into it. The devices that we used. Of like, can you take the kid and gradually get him into the story? The way that it is, if you're a father telling a story to your kids, you want to kind of create the world around them, and how the kid gradually gets into it, and by the end, the kid is completely sucked in to the story, which is where I am every time I read it. That's the biggest part, I think. So unfortunately, the answer is all of it. But I do really enjoy the beginning, and I love the ending. So yeah.
Congratulations on tonight.
Oh, thank you. Yes. Let's go.
All right, Woo, congratulations on making it to the big night. How does it feel to be here in Nashville celebrating your big night?
I feel great. The weather is nice. People are very kind. Perfect.
So you guys chose to tell some of the most well-known stories in the history of the world. Can you tell us what was the challenge of telling Jesus' story in this medium?
Oh my God. The thing is that I don't go to church yet, but with director Zhang, I'm a very, very old friend. We went to the same junior high school together. And while we were growing up, he always told me about Jesus Christ. And yeah, I started working as a cinematographer in the real film industry, and he was doing something else. And after this old time, he came to me again, and this time he suggested me to work with him together, and it was this Jesus story. And in the beginning, I just accepted as one of those scripts that being around in the film world. But yeah, through the process, I feel like, I have to read the Bible more. And yeah, I feel much closer to the Bible now.
You and your team made some really stunning visual choices. Can you describe maybe a favorite scene in its look and why it's your favorite?
I really like the Last Supper scene because we've studied so many old paintings where we can see Jesus having the Last Supper with his disciples. And we've studied all the different compositions and blockings of the people, and that's what we've got. And I really there was a slight change what we've done from the conventional Last Supper setup, and that was necessary because of the place we've got digitally. But yeah, we somehow have to squeeze them into the frame within the set we have. But yeah, I like that feeling of the picture has been turned into our film too.
Such a beautiful scene. And then lastly, Woo, this was an international collaboration that began in Korea. What was it like seeing this bring in, collaborators from the United Kingdom, from the United States, from across the world, across languages? What does that say about this film, that it involved everybody from all over the world?
As I said, I'm a very good friend of the director for a long time, and we did just everything to make this happen and to make this film being out to this world possible. And yeah, I just did my best from my side, and all the helps and collaboration from all the other worlds, they were amazing. They just helped me to do what I could do.
Well, thank you and congratulations. And we are here with Jim Cummings, who voices several characters in the film tonight. Jim, congratulations. You've been to several of these, but how does this one feel?
Oh, it feels great. It feels fantastic. You have to understand, I'm an old altar boy. So, come on. This is hog heaven for me. And it's literally to be a part of the greatest story ever told. And I have a scene with Jesus. I'm happy.
That's pretty fantastic. And you did it with, I would say, an all-star cast. You guys don't get to work necessarily together per se, but what was that like?
It was great. I mean, I saw the cast and I go, are you sure they want me in this? Because it's like everybody, it's Ben Kings. I mean, just on down the line, Forrest Whitaker. It's kind of amazing, and it's a bit of a dream come true, to be involved in something this special. This, I do animation forever, and I love every second of it. But to have something like this, it's a landmark production. It's monumental, and I'm literally grateful. I thank you, the Lord, that I'm here.
The production team is international. We've got obviously based in Korea, but we had lots of involvement in the United Kingdom and then here in the United States. You had some familiar faces that you worked with, but what was it like to bring together maybe some international and language barrier things, but with also some friends?
Well, it's great. I've joked around before that I'm the token non-celebrity famous face person in a lot of movies, and it's my honor. I used to joke around with Ewan McGregor. I said, well, don't worry, if you need any tips, let me know. But the cast is astonishing. I mean, and I think you're going to be really surprised. Pierce Brosnan, Uma Thurman. I could go down be here all night talking about the astonishing array of talent here. And I'm just literally honored as can be to be among them.
You've voiced some of the most iconic characters in entertainment history, but you're now matching up with what some people call the greatest story ever told.
I do.
How does that feel?
I do. Well, I call it the greatest story ever told. It's, it appeals to the inner altar boy that's still there, after all these years. And I'm sure that Sister Mary Agnes is very happy right now that I'm here talking with you and getting to be a part of this magnificent project.
And there's some folks, sadly enough, out there that probably might be on the fence a little bit about watching it. What do we say to them to get them off the fence and in the game?
Oh, gosh. Get rid of that fence. There is no fence. Find the gate, go through it.
And lastly here, and I should have backed this up. This is a bigger question, Jim. What's your favorite scene in the movie?
Well, it would be easy to say one of mine, but I haven't seen the whole thing. Seriously, I haven't seen. I mean, 'cause this is the premiere, so I have not seen. It's.
Let's see it up this way. Is there a scene you're most excited to see?
Well, I like the way they treated with Jesus walking on the water, and oh gosh, I'm getting goosebumps. I'm giving myself goosebumps. That's a good sign. So I just hope that everybody has that same feeling. It'll get you.
Congratulations on tonight. Thanks so much. So James, during your career, you've done a number of these, but how does it feel to be here tonight for this project?
Well, I think the coolest thing is I've been a lot of different characters in my life as a voice actor over the last 3 decades. I've been Obi-Wan Kenobi, I've been Fred Flintstone, I've been Johnny Test, I've been Spider-Man, Leonardo the Ninja Turtle, all these really cool characters. But this is a melding of my faith and my work as a voice actor. That makes it the most special. I've been involved in this project for the last 6 years and doing voices for them throughout it. I'm very blessed to be about 8 different characters in this movie, from 3 of the apostles to even the voice of young Jesus and one of the wise men. I got to be a wise man bringing frankincense and myrrh to the young Jesus. And it is such a blessing because this movie is the most important thing because it's about Jesus, and that's the most important thing in my life. So I'm thrilled to be able to talk about that. Usually you go on a walk on a red carpet and it's all about yourself. I love that we get to make it about the King of Kings.
That's beautifully said. There's a lot of great faith entertainment out there, and I would say even broadly, there's a lot of faith entertainment out there. Yeah. This is one that brought, I would say, a stacked cast with incredibly talented people. And I know you guys don't all get to interact with each other or anything, but what, for someone who's both an industry, long-standing voice actor legend, but also a believer, what was it like to see this come together like this, both the talent involved and the story?
It's really been fantastic, and the beautiful thing they've done, Jamie Thomason, who was the casting director and the voice director in this, and one of the executive producers, is just a wonderful guy because he understood you need to be surrounded by some really talented voice actors. So you've got these amazing actors, Oscar Isaac, you've got Pierce Brosnan, you've got Sir Kenneth Branagh, Uma Thurman, and then you have Fred Tatasciore, Jim Cummings, Vanessa Marshall, you've got Mick Wingert, and then little old me getting to provide so many voices and kind of fill in the voids and do those things. And that's what we as voice actors do. We love kind of being in the background. And that's also what I love about, that's our faith too, right? We should be light, but we don't have to make it about us. And so the beautiful thing of combining all of that to make a story about the King of Kings has really been, I think, the coolest thing that they've achieved.
All right, so if there's somebody out there that's on the fence about seeing this movie, what do we say to them to get them back in the theater and enjoying the show?
Well, I could use the Jedi mind trick on them as Obi-Wan Kenobi, but I don't need to. This movie is going to bridge some gaps for you. If you're somebody that's, oh, okay, there's always these kind of Easter time movies, or there's ones about Jesus that say this, that, or the other. This, I think, is really cool because it combines Charles Dickens' story, a book that he wrote for his children back in 1846. It wasn't published until 1934. So a lot of people love Dickens, a lot of people love Jesus. Well, combine those together and just give it a shot. Check it out. See it. I mean, if nothing else, you're going to really be amazed at the beauty of it. It's a beautiful thing. There's beautiful music in it. There's beautiful acting in it. And it's about the story of our Savior. And that is the coolest part.
All right, last one. Is this is a beautiful story. It's the greatest story ever told. But if you could boil it down to one scene for you from this movie, what's a favorite scene from you?
Wow. It's going to sound biased if I say but it's always been one of my favorite scenes, and it's the one I actually get to voice Jesus in, is when he's, Joseph and Mary don't know where he is, and they go back, and he's in the temple, and he's actually teaching scripture to all of the older teachers. And it's a beautiful thing, and he's just so calm, and he's like, why wouldn't I be where my Father is? That has always meant the world to me, that scene, and then also when he's baptized. Oh man, they did a great job with that, and the way the dove comes up. I'll start crying now. When God says, this is my son in whom I am well pleased, there is nothing better, because that is the root of our salvation. So those two scenes mean the world to me.
Pleasure. Thank you so much.
Is this your first movie premiere?
Yeah.
Are you excited to be here, walk the red carpet?
Yeah.
Is this your first movie premiere?
Yes.
That's exciting. Are you excited to be here?
Yes.
Is this your guys' first movie premiere?
Yes. Yes. This is our first movie premiere.
What does it feel like? Are you guys excited to be here?
Yes, we're super excited to be here. One time my dad worked on the premiere for somebody he worked for, and I went to help take pictures.
Is this your guys' first movie premiere?
Yeah! It is!
It is? Are you guys having a good time?
Yeah!
Is this your guys' first movie premiere?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Is this your first movie premiere you've been to?
No.
Oh my goodness. So you're used to walking the carpet, getting your picture taken, and all that fun stuff?
Yeah, definitely.
Are you excited to see the King of Kings?
Oh, I'm really excited. I've been talking about it all week.
Are you guys excited to see the King of Kings movie?
Yep.
Yes. We've seen the trailer and it looks like super awesome.
Are you guys excited to see the King of Kings?
Yes.
Yes.
We saw the trailer and I thought it looked very, very nice.
Have you heard of the movie The King of Kings before?
Yes, I saw it when I watched something on Angel Studios.
What did you think of the movie when you saw the trailer?
Good. We did get this one, the kitty.
And it has Jesus on it.
It has Jesus and a kitty on it. So all in all, are you guys really excited to see this movie?
Maybe we are. Maybe we are.
Would you guys rather see Jesus walk on water, or would you rather see him multiply food for 5,000 people?
Multiply food for 5,000 people.
What do you think?
Multiply food for food.
Would you guys rather see Jesus walk on water in real life, or would you rather see him multiply food for the 5,000?
Walk on water. Walk on water. Multiply. Actually, I would want to see Jesus walk on water. I'd choose walk on water.
Feed the 5,000.
5,000.
Walk on water.
What is your favorite story? If you had to choose one, what do you think it is? There's a lot to choose from. Walk on water. There's feeding the 5,000. What do you think?
I have to give it to Lazarus. That one is really good. Walking on water.
Probably when Jesus splits the bread and fish.
Definitely walk on water. Those are my favorite stories, yeah.
I like the story of that he walked on water because it's very cool.
Multiply the food.
Walk on water.
Walk on water?
A 5,000.
5,000. What do you think?
Walk on water. 5,000.
Walk on water.
Both.
Both? Good answer. That's a great answer. Do you guys think The King of Kings might be your favorite movie after you watch it?
Yes.
Do you think after seeing the movie, The King of Kings, it might be your favorite movie?
Yes. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. Probably because I love God and I have a big relationship with Him.
Maybe. Yeah. I have a lot of other favorites, but this could be one of my favorites now. I think it has a good possibility, yeah.
Yes.
Yes? What do you think?
Maybe, yeah. Well, I don't really know because I haven't seen it before.
Are you excited to see the movie The King of Kings?
Yes.
Do you think after you see the movie, The King of Kings might be your favorite movie?
Yes. 100%. Favorite Christian movie?
There you go, that's fun.
Favorite Jesus movie?
Yeah.
1 million spent.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yes. Maybe my third favorite because I have a couple favorites.
A couple favorites, but it'll definitely be top 5.
Yeah. In my top 5. This will be in my top 5.
So top 5 here, you think it's going to be your second favorite movie?
Because I have only one favorite movie.
Well, I think we'll take it. Top 5 is great. That's fantastic.
We're here with Jamie Thomas, executive producer of The King of Kings. And so first of all, congratulations on tonight. How does it feel to be here?
Dude, it feels so good to finally be here. I've been on this movie about 7 years, and for the first time they called. So before COVID, during COVID, and the last several years feels like we've been, making our way to the finish line. But we're here. I'm so happy.
So for the people at home who don't necessarily know what the life cycle of a project like this is, tell us about your journey with it.
Okay, so I'm the casting director and the voice director in terms of what I do hands-on, and then one of the writers. So I'm one of the first people they talk to because you record voices right up front, but before you record voices, you got to cast the actors. So that's why I got a call 7 years ago when we first started this. So go through a whole long casting process, and we finally get everyone hired, and then we work through the script, and now we're ready to go, and then we direct all the actors, and I get to go into a booth and direct them like a radio play, You're slipping on a banana peel, take 2. And then I edit that dialogue together, and I give it to the animators and say, here, animate that.
So what is it like on a project like this where you're directing the voices, you speak their language, you're working with a production team that's from across the sea with a different language? What is that like?
Well, it was interesting. In some ways, okay, I'll say, because the spiritual language, that was very common, and we absolutely understood each other. And but in the nuances of delivery of how you say English words, or even just the syntax, the subject-verb agreement is different in Korean. I'll call it verb-subject agreement. It's sort of reversed. So anyway, it was interesting. One of the people I worked with the whole time was actually also from Australia. So I used to tease him about his Southern Korean accent because it was really Southern Australian. But so his English was really good, and so he was there whenever we were recording and helping, between Jay, who is the auteur, but helping us communicate with each other.
So one of the most impressive things and the first things that people notice about this movie is its cast. Obviously, that's a lot of your handiwork right there.
That's not all I do. That's my thing.
What can you tell us about bringing together this all-star team?
It's a big question. I can tell you that I'm really happy about it. I can tell you I'm really proud of it. We have some of the finest living actors on the planet. Sir Kenneth Branagh, Oscar Isaac as Jesus. It's crazy. But then everyone down the Uma Thurman, Pierce Brosnan as Pontius Pilate, Mark Hamill as King Herod, Forrest Whitaker as Peter. That was an interesting process, hiring him. Who else? Oh, and then Jojo Rabbit, as I should say his name, Roman Gifford Davis, as Walter, the little Dickens we call him. And then Sir Ben Kingsley, as Caiaphas, who again just really knew who the character was, you know.
I had the pleasure to go through the sound booth sessions with you and the actors. I saw both the tedious, repetitive nature of that, but also, you know, the emotion. Like, what is that like to? Well, I'll ask it this way: there is a balance of both repetition and emotion and intensity. So knowing, you know, everything that goes into this, what's a scene that you're really excited for people to see, and what was one that was particularly fun to work on?
Oh my gosh, I honestly don't know how to answer that question, because we direct these guys. I record them one person at a time, so it's not everyone in the scene get together. So I work with them all individually. Then I take all that stuff and edit it together. I mean, there's fun stuff at the very beginning, you know, with the kids and Dickens, and there's, you know, some of the most iconic, I'll call them lines of dialogue, you know, in the world that I got to experience. I got to be there with Oscar saying things like, "It is finished," you know. It was just really fulfilling. I've been doing this a long time, done over 100 movies, a bunch of Disney stuff for years and superhero stuff, and this is just different. This movie's on a different level. Very, very fulfilling.
Well, congratulations on tonight. Congratulations on a 7-year journey coming to its celebratory moment, and excited for everybody to see the film.
Me too. Tell a friend.
We're here with Mitch and Caitlin from the Nightbird Foundation. Guys, welcome. Congratulations on tonight. How does it feel to be here?
It feels incredible, being able to be a part of an amazing film and being able to be a part of an amazing premiere.
Yeah, we're extremely honored and excited to be here.
Your sister's work, Nightbird, her song is the feature song of the trailer of the film. It's so beautiful, such an amazing song, and it sort of gives the initial introduction of the film to many people life. How does it feel to have her work continue to live on in a project like this?
Yeah, it's really an incredible thing to be able to see Jane's music continue to live on, especially in a film like this one. You know, Jane had a hope that was beyond this world. She lived her life in such a way that she was able to be the woman that God called her to be because of the hope that she had in the King of Kings. So for us to partner with you guys, with Angel Studios, in such a way, it just feels incredible, and it would be something that Jane would love to be doing.
Yeah, he said it. Jane lived with a hope that there is something good that comes even after death. And that hope is Jesus Christ, ultimately. And that's what this film is about, is Jesus Christ and the hope that we can find in him.
So you guys having, because of our partnership with you guys and with the song, you got an early screener of it. What are you most excited for people to see?
Oh my gosh, I think the Lazarus coming out of the tomb, it's one of my favorite stories in Scripture, John, and it's just like, it's an incredible, incredible picture of just Christ's humanity and divinity all together. It's a really emotional moment. I think that just stands out to me so much.
I love seeing how the little boy sees the stories through his eyes. I think that just brings those stories to life for me in a brand new way. And I think it really paints what it's like to have faith as a child. And so I think that's going to be really impactful for people who watch the film.
Jesus and his story represent hope. The Easter story, what Jesus did is hope. But hope, and as you guys lived with your sister's experience, and for many people out there, everybody's got something going on at home that nobody can see. Everybody's got something. What does a movie like this and a song like your sister's song teach us about hope and the different forms that it can take?
Yeah, I think what this story and what this film can teach all of us, really, whether you're going through something horrific or whether you're just walking through a normal day, is that hope is found outside of our circumstances. It's found outside of the things that have happened to us. It's found outside of the way that we feel. It's found outside of the way people treat us. Our hope is ultimately found in something that is sure and that is steady, and that's an anchor, and that's in Jesus. And whether or not we feel that doesn't mean it's true. It's more or less true. So I think Christ's faithfulness is something that we can grab a hold of whether we're walking through the loss of a sibling to cancer, whether we're walking through cancer ourselves, whether we're walking through divorce, we're walking through financial difficulty, or we're walking through the best day of our lives. Hope in Christ is the ultimate thing that keeps us tethered, and if we can look to that, it's going to give us the hope that we need.
Yeah. Something that Jane did really well and inspired me as her sister was she carried sorrow and she carried joy together really, really well. And, you know, those things are not emotions that have to be separate. Like, you don't just have to feel one thing. And I think that that is reflective of what hope can do. That we can walk through something really difficult, really painful, but we can also carry that hope and that joy that comes through Jesus Christ and the knowledge that we're going to be with him in the end.
Beautiful. Thank you for that. I kind of felt like people could use that one. Tell us about the Nightbird Foundation and how people can get involved.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, so you can go to nightbirdfoundation.org, obviously, if you want to learn more about what we do. But we do two things. We bring hope and we bring healing to women that are walking through their breast cancer journey. So we provide gifts of hope to them as they're going through difficulty, and we provide financial support to women who need it as they're walking through it. So that's what all of the music that Jane has created, all the money that generates, it goes into the Nightbird Foundation to be able to help women just like her.
All right, we are here with Chris Wall, executive producer and showrunner of the Wingfeather Saga. Chris, this is not your night, but you've had nights like this. How does it feel being here?
I love celebrating films and filmmakers. And as a guy in the animation corner, I know what we're walking through here. You know, labor of love, 10 years in the making. Gotten to hang out with Jay a little bit and just hear his heart for making this story. And I can't wait to cheer him on in the theater.
Yeah, you just said something that I think is going to shock people at home. You said 10 years. You know, tell us what goes into a project like this.
When it's a dream project like what he's had to walk through of just having an idea for something and having to work on it a little bit at a time over many years, there's times when I'm sure they felt like they weren't going to ever make it. You know, we certainly felt it on Wingfeather, like maybe we won't get to make this. But you just keep grinding, and to have a finish line and now get to show it to families and celebrate, I'm so excited for them.
So to that point, Wingfeather Saga Season 3 is coming up this fall. How does that feel?
Well, right now it feels really scary because we're right in the middle of production, you know. It's like it's all coming off. Episode 1 is headed to post, and we're trying to race to the finish. Season 4 is right behind it, so we're just kind of feeding the audience as fast as we can.
What are you most excited for people to see in this upcoming season?
Oh, man, the drama of battle. So full-out war and battle that we're getting into in Season 3 in the ice prairies. Can't wait for everybody to see that.
You've talked about the precarious situation of your head of animation, Keith Lango. What do you have to say about that situation?
Well, I think Keith is a well-dressed man, and the black shirt and the jacket combo that he's going with is just one of the best, you know, and it really speaks of his sense of style and debonair, you know.
I think a lot of people are going to be asking who he's wearing tonight. If you were to guess on his behalf, who is Keith Lango wearing?
There's Keith. Keith Lango.
Yeah, I'm wearing Columbia.
We talked a minute ago, all these amazing voice actors walking down, and Keith's like, oh, I've animated him. You know, like everybody who's in animation, we've all worked with people, right? It's a club. So like off here's the Bancroft brothers. Tony directed Mulan. Chris over there directed the Tangled series on Disney. Like, these are all our people. Welcome to the kids' table.
This is a story for kids that amplifies light. Why does the world need this? And, what does tonight represent to that end?
Yeah, I think family stories where families can gather around with kids and adults and enjoy a great story, right? With great performers and craft. I think that's what we're all hoping for, and I think this thing delivers. I've gotten to see it, and I think it's wonderful.
Okay, and anything you want to add to that, Keith?
We make cool-looking stuff for good people.
Amen to that. All right, thanks for being...
No, really, we're proud to make it. We're glad our fans are engaged. We're super thrilled to get the opportunity. We're honored. It's a dream come true.
Well, we couldn't be more excited for people to see Season 3 and enjoy more stories just like it. Thanks so much, guys. All right, we are here with Jesse Hutch, one of the stars of the Angel movie and original series, Homestead.
Appreciate that, thank you.
It wasn't very long ago that we were doing this with your project. How does it feel? It's only been a few months, but what memories does this bring back?
The camp, it feels like I'm at camp. So I just get to meet all my friends and hang out with all the people, like you. I mean, no one sees you, and then all of a sudden you get to come out and we see you. So it's always emails or texts, and now I get to see you in person. So there's a lot of in-person kind of just family meetups. It's honestly, I love it. It's wonderful. But like coming to this means I'm going to just catch up with all my friends.
And you do it under the context of something that you're no stranger to, which is telling family-friendly, light amplifying stories. What is it like being in a project like this? What does this movie stand for so many people out there, in your opinion?
King of Kings specifically, right? Yeah, well, I wish I would have been a part of it. I would love to do some voice work or something, but in this case, I just love that it looks like it's quality. It looks like it has heart, and it's something that I know I can go and watch with my kids, but I also secretly deep down just love animation. So I'm just excited to come out, but it's even cooler that it's Angel. And to be honest, the more I get to know everybody at Angel, the more I just want to keep showing up and supporting everyone. So it's just an honor to come out and feel like I can support everyone in what they do, right? I just met the writer, fantastic guy. This is not an easy business, man. Just because you write something doesn't mean you're going to sell it. It takes a long time, and just because you're, a producer or a performer, it's a hustle. You're always in the 12th round, you're slugging it out. So the fact that this is on screen and it's done, honestly, I have to say, hey, well done. And I haven't even seen it yet, but well done, because to get anything out of the gate and have it completed and finished is an absolute miracle.
So Rose, Angels had the pleasure of hosting not only The Shift, which you had a fantastic performance in, but also Surprised by Oxford. What is it like to see your projects find such a natural home?
Oh my gosh, I'm so thankful to Angel for helping us find homes for these films, especially the ones that are more faith-based, because they don't always do as well in the mainstream, which makes me so sad, because they're beautiful stories. So I'm so grateful to Angel, Brad, and to everything that they're doing here. And I'm so excited to see The King of Kings, because obviously Dickens, I'm obsessed, and so isn't everybody. And he's traditionally associated with Christmas projects and Christmas films, so it tracks that he would have an Easter project as well. And I also think that we just need more animation these days. We saw Inside Out 2 do something really spectacular. We have the Wing Feather Saga at Angel, and so I think it's time that we start to see some more of these animated films. Animated films are my favorite, so I think that makes so much sense for Angel to kind of go in this direction. So I'm so excited to see it. Have you seen it?
I have. It made my kids cry. Good tears.
Oh no, okay, good. Oh, is it gonna make me cry? Oh, tough. I probably should have worn...
Let's just keep some Kleenexes close by. You'll be just fine.
Oh no, okay, that's stressful. All right, well that's beautiful, oh my gosh.
It's good, and it's I think one of the things that's cool about this is it helps the stories that have been around for 2,000 years feel accessible to everybody.
Yes, yeah, that's actually something I was just talking about, is that I'm really glad that Angel is bringing Christian and faith-based films and biblical films back into the mainstream, which is really exciting, because the Bible does have narratively some of the most beautiful and compelling stories, and because they're cast in a certain light, or it feels too preachy or whatever it is, mainstream audiences don't normally go to see them. But I think that with Angel and with films like King of Kings, we're going to start really seeing more audiences being more receptive and have more of an appetite for those films, and we're maybe going to be able to tell some of the coolest stories of the Bible in a new light.
You guys are no strangers to family-friendly entertainment. What does it feel like to be here tonight celebrating this project, not only just for the project's sake, but for Angel's sake, and you guys, who are part of the platform?
I love Angel, first of all. Angel Drybar changed my life, so anything I can do to support Angel's great. And then the fact that Candace actually got me out of the house. This is the time of night I normally start putting my pajamas on, so it's just nice to be out of the house.
I am blessed to be here, and I'm so excited for content that is coming out that is now reaching audiences internationally, as globally, nationally, etc., that are raising the bar and turning the light toward Jesus Christ. And that are done in excellence. So I'm excited.
And so being Nashville-based and being here, would just love it. What's your experience been working with Angel and having your content out there? What feedback have you received so far?
Well, I'm on the TV series Vindication. I play the quirky Janet, and I am thrilled that Angel Studio has approved and supported and put forth our series, and it's exciting, and I think more people will become aware not only of the production, but there is incredible quality entertainment of every genre on your platform, and so I'm a big fan.
We were big fans too. Thank you so much. And Jeff, you were just mentioning your 4th Dry Bar special. What is that like?
Oh, amazing. Again, it changed my life. I went from relative obscurity to minor obscurity. So I'm climbing up the ladder, as they say. So,
for those of you watching at home, Jeff's kidding. But it actually has been a pretty special thing. And things took off during COVID too. Like at a time when comics weren't on the stage, their specials were taking off on Dry Bar. How did that feel?
oh, it was like I likened it to the Tonight Show in the '70s for a comedian, where Johnny Carson tapped you. You went again overnight. I've told Jordan, I don't know how many times. Every time I see him, I give him a hug and a kiss. I say, "You guys changed my life." So just to introduce me to tens of millions of people who have the same worldview. Did not know I was out there because I was working all these clubs and casinos and things. So to be on a platform with, again, people who share the same worldview and appreciate the fact that you can be funny and work clean as well, it was like a match to gasoline. I think we're over 500 million views, and and that would have never happened without a platform like Angel. And I think the best storytellers, the last time I was sitting at the studio, I remember telling one of the writers I ran into that Angel's going to change the entire industry because all they're interested in is good stories. And they're giving the artist a chance to flourish and taking the bureaucracy out of it and letting the guild, which is now I think up to 125,000 people, choose.
Just passed a million. Yeah, just passed almost to 1.1 million on the guild.
On the guild. Okay, so my gosh, so you got 1 million people, again, choosing the content rather than 4 suits in LA. I dealt with that in the early 2000s. So Angel is, again, going to change the industry because, again, people just want good stories.
First of all, if there's somebody out there that's thinking, I don't know if I want to see The King of Kings, what are we saying to them to get them off the fence and in the game?
Go see it, you pinhead. I mean, really, you're on the fence? Go see it, then make a judgment.
I would never say it as succinctly as Jeff, but I would say, please go see it. It will be a blessing to you and to your whole family. And not only go see it, invite your friends. If you're complaining about what's coming out of the other side of the country, then get out and support quality content that is uplifting, inspiring, and that when you walk out of the theater, you're going to feel so much better.
And by the way, I will be taking my grandchildren to see this. And we are my son has kind of left the faith. So the fact that he allows us to introduce this stuff to our grandchildren is a blessing. And to be able to do it in an entertaining fashion and still give them the message of the gospel is huge. It's absolutely huge. It's not coming from Papa. It's coming from the artistic world, which they are part of. They're on the iPhone. They're on all this other stuff. So it's nice to be able to counter some of the messaging they're getting in a theater, which is great. I love going to the movies with my grandkids and not have to worry about this worldview stuff.